Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria,
And I'm Rosetta.
and in the spirit of kindness and compassion, we want you to always extend a positive, whatever you do in life, make it positive, helpful, kindful, and always lead with gratitude.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I always say gratitude is the most important.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome to our chat today. And to get going, we just want to remind you that if you love our videos, we would love for you to hit that thumb icon, subscribe to our channel below because we'd love to do more of these chats.
Yes.
Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos. All right, and today, what tea are we drinking? We're drinking a new kind of tea that we've never tried before. The brand is Hyleys Organic Green Tea, and there's 7 assorted flavors. And we couldn't decide which one to pick. It took a long time, but we have landed on Manuka, honey, and mango flavor.
Yeah.
And let's see if I can read this because I don't have my glasses.
I know they're tiny.
What did we get? The
We
Manuka.
got this one.
The Manuka honey. I'm sure you've heard. Have you heard of Manuka honey? It's that expensive one out there on the shelves.
Yes.
And mango. It's organic green tea leaves. Now my eyesight's going. Natural Manuka honey and mango flavor. That's what it is.
Yes.
And what does it say? Well, we're not going to read anything else,
Yeah.
but it's Hyleys Organic. And there's 7 flavors, and we'll be trying each flavor every week. So it'll take us 7 weeks
To get through the box.
So let's try because we've had it seeping.
Yes.
So you know that we like to smell it before we dunk it,
Yes.
and it wasn't that strong of a smell, but we'll see. Let's smell
Still
it.
kind of faint.
Yeah, very faint. I'm
Very
surprised.
You know, because when you hear mango and this honey, Manuka honey is,
Hey, look what they got. Remember that we like to look at the tags.
yes,
They got a little saying on the tags.
they sure do.
What does yours say?
Mine says a man's health can be judged by what he takes 2 at a time. It says 2 at a time, pills or stairs. I know the stairs are talking about, you know how when you go up a flight of stairs, so it's,
What is this you're saying?
it says a man's health can be judged by which he takes 2 at a time, stairs or pills.
Oh,
And what they're
okay.
saying, I got it. It took a while. So, do you just, if you have a situation in your life, do you take more pills or do you get active and take other?
Oh, I
2
see.
pills
Okay,
or
so that
2
determines
stairs. Yes.
his health. Okay.
Yes.
Mine says here, advice is seldom welcome, and those who need it the most. Oh, and those. Okay.
Let me start this over again.
Let's start this over again. Advice is seldom welcome, and those who need it the most like it the least.
Amen to that.
There you go.
So,
So cheers. Ooh, actually,
it has flavor.
I'm kind of enjoying it. It doesn't smell much flavor, but I can actually taste the honey.
Yes.
Not sure about the mango.
The mango is faint. That's why you don't get that. You know how sometimes when you open a tea bag and the essence just comes right out? This is not that.
It's
However,
very subtle.
yeah.
I can taste a little bit of
I
mango
can taste
and
the
the
honey.
honey. Yes, you can taste the honey. So actually, I'm kind of enjoying this. It's not too bad.
Yeah. And we look forward to the next 6 weeks of teas.
Yeah.
So we're excited. So we always kick off our chats just reinforcing that our thoughts and prayers go out to the human race. We are looking for a place of love and kindness so that our children will be better equipped to go forward on planet Earth, learning to live and to love together. That's important for us. We want to acknowledge that the death tolls associated with the Turkey-Syria earthquake, like we told you, when they said, 5 people had perished, we thought they may hit like 10, 15. They're at 53,500 and still climbing.
Well, that's not surprising because that was a very, very big earthquake. You see all the buildings that were coming down.
Yeah.
So
And they come down later. Now, the only thing that, we live in earthquake country. The only thing I can equate this to is Loma Prieta. And Loma Prieta, we had a 7, I think it was 7.1 earthquake. And the scary thing for me was to see the Bay Bridge. We had a double-decker bridge, and the top layer collapsed into the bottom level. Now, that was terrifying. I mean, buildings, 3-story buildings became 2 stories. I was at Apple, and one of our buildings collapsed.
Wow.
Luckily, it was after work, and people had gone home for the day. But at Apple, people were always working late. There were people that were like almost sucked out of windows, and people grabbed them, and it was very, very terrifying. We lost 63 people. So just think about that. Our earthquakes, and I'm sure the magnitude of theirs was more severe because we had the earthquake and we had a few aftershocks. So like my family, we all got in one house because we figured if this is the end, we want to be together and not all separated. So it has to be very devastating. And what they're doing in Syria and Turkey now is they are digging by hand, and they have, they're trying to recover pets. They've recovered over 100 pets right now and just trying to save lives. So I'm so proud of the United States and our firemen and our first responders for going over and trying to help them.
Yes.
So that is just truly, truly a blessing. So as you know, today is March 1st. Yesterday was Black History Month, the last day of Black History Month. And so Rosetta had found some information, and we want to briefly share that with you.
Yes, I had, because I forgot to mention one of the ladies that I want to talk about. And her name is Mary MacLeod Bethune.
Mm-hmm.
Mary MacLeod Bethune, that's her name. And her years of that when she lived, her lifetime was July the 10th, 1875 to May the 18th, 1955. And she knew that education was really important and very hard for girls of colored children to get education. And she actually, in the segregated South, so after struggling to go to school and working in a plantation to help her family, she became an educator in 1904. Seems like a lifetime away, but 1904, in 2022, yeah, no, 23, not 22. She founded, and in 1904, she founded Daytona Educational and Institutional Institute for Girls.
Nice.
And she also found the National Council of Negro Women and worked in Franklin D. Roosevelt's administration, where she served as the informal race leader at large. And Gloria has something to say about that because she knew how to pronounce the Bethune. I didn't know how to pronounce it, and you can tell why.
Well, that's because when I was a young girl, there was a school in Louisiana that was named after her, and it was Bethune High School. It has since been, of course, as you can imagine, with everything evolving, it's been knocked down and repurposed to, I think they're houses or apartment buildings or something. The landscape is not what it used to be. It was just very unique for a woman to have that honor, because in the South, it's mostly men, and primarily Caucasian men, where things are named after. So that was a great point of honor.
Yeah, I love it. What a coincidence.
Yes.
So her name was Mary MacLeod Bethune. There you go.
And, as we move out of Black History Month, we want you all to take on a challenge. We would love for you to post on, what was that? Last Thursday. We had a meeting together, and one of the questions was, who is your favorite Black historian and why? It can be music, it can be architecture, who and why. And if you think, oh, I don't know anyone, okay, that's not a good thing. You should know somebody, because if you are sitting near cement, near wood, there are things in your lives that you have no idea were created by Black people. So there are two places of reference that I'd like to make you aware of. One is the National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C. I was planning a trip there before COVID hit because I cannot wait to go and see the historical value.
I'm going.
I know. That's why I brought that up.
Yay!
So she's already scheduled to go, and I know when she gets back, she will have loads of pictures and we will have loads of conversation. And then right here in Northern California, where we are, we have the African American Museum and Library in Oakland, California. And the reason I'm bringing them up is some people can read and some people like to go and touch and see. So we want to just get you to understand, if we could get society to stop trying to denounce history and let history be what history is. It is what it is. As long as there are people, and now that, FYI, now that Black people see that there are certain officials who are trying to eradicate our existence as if we never existed, we never made any contributions, Black people are going to start speaking up and doing more to make sure that our children, and when I say our children, that's inclusive of all race. Unlike you, we don't see a separation. They're all our children. I don't care. A baby, a hurt baby is just a hurt baby to me. I don't see a hurt Black baby, a hurt Hispanic baby, a hurt Asian baby. I see a baby. And if you can just get your minds to just think that way, our world would be much better, I think.
Yes, me too.
Yes. So let's see. There is a DJ that has been well known. He's been around for
in the Bay Area.
In the Bay Area for quite a long time. I think it was Wild 94.9.
94.9, and
Yes.
he actually has been on air since 1994.
There you go. That what a great station to go with his beginning. And he is missing. And we will put a link down below of just some information about him. If you see him, or if you know someone who knows, they're really, his family and friends are very concerned.
He's been missing since Thursday night. The thing about this, the sad case about this is several things, is that there has been no indication of where he's been because there's no cell phone usage and there's no credit card usage. Usually they can track you if you've used a credit card
Right.
or had your cell phone, they can ping
Right.
where you are. And they found, well, I didn't know this, but I guess maybe I'm not such a fan as I thought I was, but I do listen to Wild 94.9 in the mornings. They said that he had Lyme disease.
Yeah.
So there was somewhere along when I was doing some research, because I keep trying to find updates every day.
Right.
They said that he had Lyme disease, and someone was pointing to the fact that maybe he couldn't live with
Right.
all the symptoms that came about from having Lyme disease. So he
Right.
may have taken his own life.
But we hope not.
Yeah.
Because there's no verification of any of this. People are speculating because traditionally people don't disappear unless they are, you could have had a medical emergency, and that could be the case. There are people who do kidnap people. We just don't know.
I don't think that anyone would have kidnapped JV.
Well,
It would have been too. Well, we don't. I
Well, we
can't
don't know,
rule
yeah.
anything out, but
Yeah.
it's more likely that he wasn't. In my opinion, he was
wasn't
not kidnapped. I'm thinking maybe. And you know what was weird was I told this to Gloria. I went on his Instagram page, and he doesn't really update that Instagram page that much. And on the top of the profile, you can only put one link. That link to an article that talked about a CEO whose daughter had Lyme disease, and she actually couldn't stand it anymore, that she committed suicide because of the Lyme disease.
Yeah.
So that really is a shock, because that's like, he has Lyme disease,
She has Lyme
why did
disease.
he post that particular
Right.
article of all articles in this whole world,
Right.
or even to his own website page on Wild
Right.
94.9 or something? He posted that. So
Right.
we are still tracking him. They're saying that the SF police are doing every single thing they can, but we will keep you updated. If you have any updates, post below, because we'd like to know. His name is JV from the Wild 94.9 show in the Bay Area.
Thank you very much. Well, our girl Adele is engaged.
Wow. Could not have believed it. I did
know.
not know that. I thought she was just in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't know why I thought she had a lot of ups and downs with her boyfriend.
Well, they okay, people started getting involved in her business, and they were saying things like he was after her money. FYI, he reps, okay? He reps right now he's classified as the greatest basketball player of all times.
Basketball player?
Basketball player.
He is?
No, he represents.
Oh, he represents one of the most.
Yes. And I can't believe it. When you hear somebody saying, well, he's just using her for her money. And it's like, if he is representing James of the Lakers, and he's worth over $1 billion, and he gets 20%, he doesn't need her money.
I don't even think Adele would even be dating someone that would be using her just for her money.
Well, see, remember when her Vegas residency started, and they she said it wasn't ready, and they said it was because she was fighting with him.
Yes.
So he represents LeBron James. I'm just going to give you the whole name, so now you can go, what? He doesn't need Adele's money. And it takes time when you're in a relationship. And for her to create her latest album from the heartbreak of her divorce. And there's a part in there where she talks about saving her son's life by getting him away from that relationship. I don't think Adele would let anybody come in and do anything. So I'm happy that.
I'm very happy, and she actually did deny it on a show, a British talk show. They interviewed her, and they said that we saw you were, you got an award, but it seemed like you were holding the mic in your hand, and the other hand seemed very heavy and weighed down.
Uh-huh.
And is it because you had a ring on that finger, and is it because you're engaged? And she didn't want to spill the beans.
Right.
So and she just sat there like,
yeah, like, I'm not going to talk to you about it until I'm ready. So I like that too. I like that she's taking more control of her life. So.
Yes, congratulations, Adele.
Yes, congratulations. So the NAACP Image Awards were over the weekend, and I love Sherry Shepherd. I wish she would do a little bit more Sherry in her shows, because sometimes they just feel like an extension of Wendy Williams. How you doing? But I'm happy to say that she won for Best New Talk Show. And when you look at all the new talk shows, she pretty much is about the best that of the new ones.
The African American, or you're talking about
in general, because The View's won. Ellen's won.
I like Kelly. I still like Kelly.
Yeah, I love Kelly, but Kelly was already existed. I think it said new.
New. Okay, new. So there you go, new.
Yeah, so she won for that, and then her and Kim Whitley have a podcast, Two Funny Mamas, and she won an Image Award for that.
I've never heard that. I'm gonna start listening to that.
Oh my God, you can only imagine, because Kim is crazy. There was the President's Award was given to Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade.
Oh,
and if you want to, I know Gabrielle is a good actress. Once again, as I always tell you, when something is in your face, in your heart, your visions change. Now, I know in the Black community, they don't really believe that, they don't believe in the LGBTQ community that much. They think, well, why is that child, they call it acting out. Why is that child acting out? You need to sit them down. You need to take them to church. They need Jesus, kind of thing. So for the two of them to win the award, and the reason they won it was for increasing visibility and advocacy to protect the rights of Black transgender people. And I think it was 2020. I didn't know anything about the number of Black transgenders that are killed until I started watching the TV show Pose with Billy Porter. And one of the things that they always talk about is how, baby, you can't be walking on the streets by yourself. You always got to have a partner. Everybody needs to know where you are and what you're doing. And I'm like, really? And then they turned it into real life. So there is a real situation out there where transgenders are being killed just because they're transgender. Now, Zaya is Dwayne Wade's daughter and Gabrielle's stepdaughter, but now I'm sure she's her daughter. Because when you start out, I think those titles of step, they just disappear. They become mom and dad to me.
Right.
You know, with through love, you don't call them that. So Gabrielle got very passionate. She was crying. Her voice was trembling because this is no longer outside. She has a transgender daughter, Zaya, and they have got to be concerned if every time you turn around, somebody's killing a transgender. So they got the President's Awards. I would recommend you watch that acceptance speech because, I mean, it went from thank you very much to church and education. She took those people to church. She talked to them about the life and the hardship of being a transgender. It was also a great night of celebration for Angela Bassett. My girl won Entertainer of the Year. That says out of all of them, the singers, the actresses, it doesn't matter what category, the Entertainer of the Year. She won that. And she also won Best Supporting Actress for Black Panther, of course. And she won Best Actress in a Drama Series for 911. So that was also amazing. And Serena Williams received the Jackie Robinson Sports Award. So it was a really good night. And Serena was being cute because she's not playing tennis anymore. So she got her award and she's like, so how do you hold this? Do you hold it? And she did it like she had won one of her tennis matches and how she would hold the trophies up high and spin around. And it was a really good night. So it is really, really starting to surface because, you know, I always think when I hear stuff like, you know, transgender, I never think that they would go after a child because they're transgender. And I'm sure they're going after Dwayne and Gabrielle thinking, how could you let your child do this kind of thing? Right. So she kind of put it out there to people. So it was a very, very good
that.
Good
I
event.
love they're so supportive.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then we had the SAG Awards.
Yes, we did. Did you watch it?
I did.
Yes, we had. It was a great night. And if you don't know, it's for the what is it called?
Screen Actors
Guild Awards.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm going to go through some of the wins. And what my highlight was Sally Fields.
Oh my God.
I did not. She is an amazing woman.
She is.
She's been acting for like decades and
people
decades and
don't know
decades.
About like Gidget, you know, watching her.
Yes,
and the Flying Nun.
Yes.
And I mean, and you know, there's a part in one of her movies, I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but she's like, they like me. They really, really like me.
Oh, she's so cute. I love her. She's aged really I love
well.
her. She's so active still.
Yes.
She won for Lifetime Achievement Award. And then White Lotus.
Yes.
Had won for Ensemble in a Drama Series. I love that. I love that show. And Jennifer Coolidge from the White Lotus won for Female Actor in a Drama Series, White Lotus. I love her.
I do too.
She's amazing. She acts just like her personality in real life.
She is more than Ziegler's mom from the American Pie movie series. I mean, I love it.
Yes. And then did you see Brendan Fraser?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
The Whale?
He won for The Whale, male actor in a leading role. Yes. He really had to gain a did you see his huge chin?
Well, his whole body. And he kept saying, if you just embrace whatever comes your way, if you just embrace it, because, you know, sometimes it's easier to gain the weight than it is to lose it.
Right.
And I'm sure he's going through a lot of that right now.
Right, because I've heard from other actors that have to do that kind of role to lose a lot of weight.
Right.
Even Matthew McConaughey did one role where he had to get really anorexic.
Skin. Yes.
They said in order to get back to your normal weight, it's really hard. It's like mentally it's playing mind tricks on you. That's
why some actors, they will gain like say 10 pounds and then they'll put on the fat suit, or they'll use prosthetics and they'll, you know, put on a fat suit because they've learned it is hard You know, because once you turn that fat gene on, sometimes it's like, I like this.
Yeah, so I really, I
Yes.
don't know. I don't know if I want to watch it, The Whale, because
Right.
someone said that it was quite sad and depressing. So I don't know. I mean, I want to just because I want to know what it's about.
Yeah. And,
But then
you
I
know,
don't know if I want to watch something that depressing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then the movie Everything Everywhere All at
Yes.
Once got 3
Yes.
awards.
Yes.
Michelle Yeoh,
I love her. I
Best
love her.
Leading Actress. I love her. She's
Yes.
60. She looks amazing.
And just so you all know, you might not even realize she came from the movie Crouching Tigers.
Crouching Tigers, Hidden Dragon.
Yes.
She's done so many
Yes.
movies in Hong Kong. You won't believe how many
Yeah.
movies she's done in Hong Kong with
They
all
just
the
know
famous
her
stars.
like here recently because of Crazy Rich Asians, but she's done a lot.
A lot of where she's done fighting.
Yes.
She's very, very fit.
Yes.
She's worked with some of the major stars in Asia. She's like amazing. Then we have Jamie Lee Curtis, who
Yes.
won for Best Supporting Female
Yes.
Actor.
And she's like, I'm a 60+ woman, and look at me now.
She went up so confident
Yes.
and so she just was so
They-
joyful
they
like
all
that.
are.
Yeah,
I
she
love that.
Yeah, it was when she won. Did you see how her and Michelle were just like hugging it out
Yes.
and kissing each
Yes,
other?
they're so
and,
happy.
yeah, they're
so
so happy
happy.
for each other. And then Jessica Chastain won for George and Tammy. I've
Yes.
not seen that yet.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
mean, that
either.
was out like a while ago, right?
I think it was out like
last
November,
year?
December.
Okay, because I didn't.
Yeah.
I had not seen it. Was it the same time as probably Nicole Kidman? What is it? Lucy. I Love Lucy,
Yes.
lady. The
I
same
think
time around.
it came out after that. It hasn't been too long ago, but there was so much coming out all at the same time. Like Elvis came out
Right.
when that came out, and everyone kind of
yes,
gravitated to
yes,
Elvis.
Yes.
And when he won for The Whale, he beat out the actor that played Elvis. That was a first because he's been winning all the awards.
Yeah, I had not seen Brendan Fraser in a long time, and it
Yeah.
kind of shocked me to
Yes.
see him there. I actually did see Kelly Clarkson's show. She interviewed him,
Yes.
and I was like, "That's him."
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it does look like him, but it's
But so
drastically
drastic different.
so drastic.
So drastic.
So that was the SAG. I always love the SAG Awards because
Yes.
I know that when the SAG Awards come, it's leading up to the Oscars.
That's right.
And that's coming up very soon
What I think
on
2
March
weeks.
the 12th.
Yeah.
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 March the,
Yeah,
next,
today is
not
yeah.
this Sunday, but the Sunday
following
afterwards.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
So exciting. So if you checked out the NAACP award show or the SAG show and you've got some comments, you're like, oh, girls, you are missing the mark, hit us up below and let us know.
Yep.
Okay. Justin Bieber also has a new update. What's going on with
Well,
him?
I think we told you, if you are a regular and you watch our chats, we told you last year that he went on and he announced that he had to cancel some of his tour
Yes.
dates. I think that was last year.
Yes.
Because he had some health issues and they were working to find out what it was. I think we did mention it.
Yes.
And he said it was like affecting the muscle
Yes, half
spasms
of
in
his face would, like he could blink his eye and the other eye did not move.
Right,
the whole
right.
face.
So I had not seen him. I just heard written press about him. And today I was just looking and I came across this video and it's him. He got on and he's saying now he has to cancel his shows. They're not only in the US but also in Europe.
Right.
He has to cancel them indefinitely because he has something called, what is it called? Ramsay Hunt syndrome. And this is a virus that attacks the nerves near
Wow.
the ears, and the facial nerves is causing paralysis. So he showed that his left side was, his right side, it was from his ears and it traveled
Right.
to his eye. He couldn't blink his right eye.
Right.
He couldn't move his right nostril. He couldn't smile on the right side.
side.
All of this was paralyzed. And you could see that when he was blinking, his right eye didn't blink.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he smiled and only half his face
Big
went
smile.
up.
Yeah.
And it's really, really sad. And there's never a definite answer as to how long it takes for recovery.
Right.
It could be like several months, it could be a year. So this is very recent that he announced this back in September. So we'll have to see. But he said he's doing facial exercises.
Right.
So we're going to keep an update on that.
Yes.
And if you know any more about this or the his Ramsay Hunt syndrome.
Right.
Comment below, because I'd never heard of it, and we'd
Yeah.
like to know and what you think of it, and any
Yeah.
kinds of good
Because we'd like to share it.
methods of recovery.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially if you know something that has worked for you. The more that these conditions are coming out, I always hear my grandmother in my ear. She used to whisper to us as kids. She didn't take us to the doctor. She would call a friend, call a family member, say, you told me so and so had this condition. What did you do to make her feel better or make him feel better? And I think if we can get sort of like a communication process going here on our chat, where you write to us and then we will update the whole community on the next one, just letting people know, because together we are so powerful.
Yes, we are.
So powerful.
But I wish you a fast recovery, Justin.
Yes. You and your wife have been going through it of late, and you're so young, and I just want you to have a good life.
And he said, I want to get back to doing what I was born to do.
That's right. And he loves entertaining. So even when he was a little boy, he wanted to entertain. So this is pretty awesome.
Yep.
I love it. So in the spirit of, new birthing and, doing things together, yesterday, Kiki Palmer had her baby.
Yay!
Her and Darius Jackson had a baby boy, and his name is Leotis Andre Twill Jackson. What a name.
Andre Twill.
Andre Twill. So,
oh, wow.
Yes. So Leotis Andre Twill Jackson. And Sherry was talking about this on her show, and she says that baby has been set up for greatness, because you can't have a name like that and not do great things. So, and they did a post on Instagram, like I think it said first 8 hours as parents, and her eyes are bucked and his eyes are bucked, like parents that are like, well, what do you do? Because, a lot of people don't realize that when you have a baby, they don't give you a book.
There's no hand manual to tell you what to do.
Yeah, they just send you home and they say, if anything comes up, let us know. But they don't give you a tool or anything.
I remember bringing my son back from the hospital, and it was on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, wow.
We left the hospital. I had no clue what I was doing. I went home and I sat with the baby in the living room like, I'm really lost. I have no clue what to do with this baby now. I've brought the baby home. I felt like I was lost.
Yes.
I was anxious and scared. No idea.
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah.
This is the hardest thing you will ever have to take care of.
And I would do crazy things like, put the baby in the crib, and then I put pillows all around. That baby couldn't get out the crib, but I didn't know. And then they were talking about, baby death syndrome, SIDS or something like, where the babies could stop breathing. And so they're like, you have to get your baby to sleep on his back. Well, he liked to sleep on his tummy, and I'd always turn his face. And then I was like, okay, I can't put you in the crib, so I'm going to have to put you in the bed. But then I have to put pillows around you because, oh, my God, if I roll over. I mean, it is hard having a newborn baby, just not knowing what to do.
I had postpartum depression for 2 weeks, and that was tough.
Yeah.
Tough, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're doing. Luckily, I had a grandma. And I go, Mother, he won't stop crying. He's been crying for 6 hours. And she'd be like, okay, first of all, calm down. She was always so cool. Calm down. It's okay. And then just to let you know how intuitive we all are, she'd tell me, okay, what does the baby look like? Okay, what's his skin look like? What's his face look like? What's the color difference between his face and his body? Because his face was red because he was screaming, but his body wasn't as much. And then she's like, well, what'd you do today? Oh, we went to the park. And then she goes, did you put a hat on the baby? And I go, no, it's summer. And she goes, you let the baby's crown be exposed to the air. The baby's got colic. I mean, I could tell her anything and she would know what to do. Anything.
Wow.
So.
What I would not give anything.
Yes.
To be back at those days when my baby just came from no way. We'll not trade anything in the world for that. I love babies, but
but you're glad that's then they're over.
Yeah.
So some of you might be aware that Venessa Bryant has been seeking restitution for the loss of her husband, Colby and her daughter Gigi in that terrible helicopter accident.
Yes, and it's been taken a while, right?
Yes.
Because he actually passed away. It was right during COVID, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right before COVID when everything shut down.
Yeah.
And the reason why she filed for this lawsuit was because after hearing some of the employees of the LA County's Fire and Sheriff Department had shared graphic
pictures,
graphic photos of human remains from the crash, and this was filed in September 2020, and they won the trial last year of August, and they won $28.85 million to settle the lawsuit.
Yes.
And for any future potential claims by Venessa and her daughters.
Right.
So this has been a battle, and I'm so glad that she won this lawsuit, because that was their wrong in doing.
Yes.
It was not right to do that, and I couldn't even imagine. Could you imagine if it was your loved one and they started showing pictures before you even got to, really
That's my
soak it
husband.
in,
That's my
comprehend.
baby.
Yeah.
That's my baby's best friend and her parents. I mean, it was just unconscionable that they would do that, and that they thought it was okay to do it.
Right.
Even worse.
Right. So I'm glad. Good for you, Venessa,
Yes.
and I hope you and your family are doing well.
Yes, we really do. So you know how everybody's doing this. They have these customer loyalty programs. If you use your United credit card, we'll give you mileage, and we'll give you different perks and all kinds of things. So that whole process is changing. So if you are a member of a customer loyalty program, you might want to go in and just double check it. So Dunkin's today, Dunkin' Donuts, they raised their loyalty program. So if you spent $40, you would get a regular cup of coffee free.
Not even one free donut?
Now it went from $40 to $50 to get a regular cup of coffee free. And it was $40 if you if you go to Dunkin's and you buy lattes or mochas or things like that. It used to be $40 you could have a free latte or mocha. Now it's $90. Oh, I'm not done yet. You think you're shocked. So so that was done in October by Dunkin' Donuts. Now Starbucks, what they do is they measure by stars.
Yes.
Okay, so Starbucks, to get a free cup of premium coffee, it used to be when you do 50 stars, you would get a free premium cup of coffee.
Just regular drip coffee.
Right, okay. Yep. It went from 50 to 100. 100 stars.
Oh, no.
So, is it reward worthy if you're paying double? I mean, number one, if I went to join a loyalty program and they said, for example, if you spend $250, we'll give you 250 credits. But then in the grand scheme, my 250 credits was only valued at $2.50. I would have exceptions to you.
Yeah, I can't believe that, because you might as well not even bother with the rewards.
Yes.
You might as well just pay. It's cheaper just to pay for
Yes.
it than to rack up the rewards. That's ridiculous. 50
Yes.
points. Now it's 100 points to get just a regular drip coffee.
Yes.
That does not
So
make sense.
now Chipotle, they have this process where they used to go from $125, you would get a free meal when you spend $125.
Right.
Okay, now you have to spend $250. Yet Chipotle's loyalty memberships have gone up by 20%.
You have to pay for the memberships?
I think the memberships are free, but the thing is, it's a loyalty program. I mean, it takes a lot to spend $250 at Chipotle.
Yes.
So what are you doing? You're eating at Chipotle every day. How do you ever quantify that? And the other thing you should look at is the date of expiration. That used to drive me crazy. So like I would have miles. So say I had 400,000 frequent flyer miles. So those are my miles. I accrued them. I earned them. They're
Yeah.
mine. And then I would get a letter that says you have until December 31st of whatever year to use the miles, or else they're going to go away.
Use them or lose them.
Yeah. So I kind of stopped doing
I hate
that.
that when that happens.
Yeah, I hate that. And then my sister had a problem at her home, and she needed to move out for some plumbing activity to go on. They need the house to be empty because they're going to be opening up pipes. They don't know what that's going to be. They didn't know if it was toxic or whatever. So she thinks Expedia.
Right.
She'll just, book a room. And we were talking because she goes, oh my God, I know things have gone up with COVID, but $260 for one night? And I'm like, that's a lot of money. But when you're in an emergency, it's an emergency.
Right.
Okay. So she gets the room, and then the worker bees say, I'm really sorry, we need another day. So she goes to the front desk and she says, I'd like to extend my room for another day. And they say to her, okay, you want me to put it on the same credit card? And she's like, yeah. And they tell her that'll be $160. So Expedia tacked on $100 in tax and fees to the room.
Wow, really?
So when you think something might be
Expedia was the
convenient,
lowest
you would
pricing.
think it's lower, but there's nothing as low as walking up to the front desk. So sometimes if you want a hotel room in your local area, you might check out what it is on Expedia and then go to the place or call them and say, I need a room, what are my rates? Because I think you'll be really, really surprised. So that gave me an aha moment. So that's why we wanted to share it with you, because I was just shocked.
I always think that calling is better, because then you never know. You can get, like, if you're a member of AAA, you can get AAA discounts.
Yes.
If you are a member of AARP, you can get AARP discounts.
Yes.
So, which you can't get if you go through Expedia or Booking.com or hotels discount, hotels.com.
Exactly, all of that.
Yeah.
Our thoughts and prayers are also with the people of Athens, Greece. There was a deadly train collision between a packed passenger train and a freight train. They hit head on at max speed.
How did they hit head on?
I don't know if you ever saw. There was this movie with Denzel Washington, and it was about
something impact.
Yes, okay, and it was about the train, and they show you how trains, how they have these levers, and these levers have to tick at a certain time, so that the
railroad actually moves to the different direction.
Yes, and so that's how they prevent it. So, needless to say, they have actually arrested the station master, and as of right now, 80 people were injured, and 36 people have lost their lives. So this is under investigation. I just think, everybody thinks our president is cuckoo for cuckoo puffs because he's always talking about infrastructure. Yet every time we turn around, our infrastructures are failing. I don't know why everybody thinks, well, it was good in 1950. It's 2023.
Yeah.
It's time for us to fix our infrastructure. So President Biden, hats off to you. You got this one nailed. Even if people are ignoring you, you have this nailed, because our infrastructure has to improve. Here in California, Governor Newsom, I suggest you get out on the roads and drive around and see how your car almost falls in these potholes.
Oh, it's crazy.
And we're getting more and more rain. If you go to Reno, Tahoe, if you cross the border to Nevada, now they have snow. They have snow all the way down to Applegate. Okay, that's low to have snow requiring chains. If they can have salt and chains and sand, and their roads are smoother than ours, maybe you need to go over the hill and ask somebody, because our roads suck right now. So infrastructure is important.
I 100% agree with you,
I love it. She
Gloria.
goes, oh my God.
It's one thing. I'm thinking, God, there's so many roads that are just like full of potholes.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine what it's doing to my car.
And the bad thing is that during the day, so like yesterday, we're going to move on into weather. Yesterday, we had a lot of rain. And it was raining so hard, our mountains in certain parts, it's really weird. So you'll see white caps of snow, and then it's all green. And then you'll go like 10 miles, and then you'll see more white caps. So I guess they have higher elevations up there or something that we can't see down on the ground. So we've got all of this, but it was raining so hard that you could barely see the lines of distinction.
Well, you couldn't see some of the cars in front of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're potholes. When it's dry and you see a pothole, you just kind of straddle it. So everybody's learned how to just kind of wiggle. You can't wiggle when you can't see. So people were falling into potholes yesterday. And like you said, it's just unimaginable what that's doing to cars. And even though we're getting all this rain, they keep saying to us, oh, don't get excited. Don't get excited. We're still in a drought. It's not severe drought. It's still a drought. And next week is the beginning of fire season. Now, it's supposed to start raining again Saturday. Today's the first day it hasn't rained. So we're supposed to have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday clear, hopefully. Then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's all rain. So I'm hoping that some way, somehow, our reservoirs are going to get more water. There has to be, here's the magic word, infrastructure that will take all of this water and feed it to the reservoirs and not out to the ocean. The ocean has enough water. We need the water on land so that we can survive.
Exactly.
Yes.
I agree with everything you said. It's really important. Infrastructure is number one.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And with all of this going on, I don't know about where you are here in California, our natural gas bills are going through the roof. You know, we went through this whole thing with, you know, our electric bills due to air conditioning because it was hot. And now because we're cold, it's going through the heating bills. I mean, people are, their bills are doubling. People are getting, and some people got them the end of January and some are just now getting them. The bills have doubled. And it's like, okay, if this infrastructure doesn't work, then we have got to figure out a better way how to get more of us onto solar, because wind and rain and air, they're things that we have bountiful, especially the wind. And our winds, oh my God, we had some wind.
We had like between, depending where you lived in the Bay Area, 28 miles to 50 miles per hour.
Yes.
And that was a couple weeks ago, right?
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yes.
I mean, you people that are watching maybe from some other places, other states that have really, you know, like winds, hurricanes and stuff. See, we're not used to that here.
Yes.
So a little bit of wind,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even a little bit actually. To me, that was a lot.
Yes.
25.
Yes.
I was in Campbell, it's 25 miles.
Yes.
And we mentioned it last week or the week before that things were like, even like
trees were toppling.
Even what is it? The traffic light poles are
yes,
shaking.
yes. And with all the recent rains, and then up in the hills of Santa Cruz, they're also getting snow. So now we've got parts of the roads, the landslides are coming into the roads. People couldn't get up. They were rerouting people around. You know, Tahoe and the Sierras. So we'll just say the Sierras, Reno, Tahoe, Sierra area. They have received 500 inches of snow. Just like that roll around your mind.
Crazy.
They're saying that they're going to have ski lodges are going to be open until at least the Memorial Day weekend, possibly on up and maybe hit 4th of July. Could you imagine skiing in the summer?
Yeah. Well, that'll be great for people that love skiing.
Yeah.
Not me.
Not me. I'm the girl that's inside the lodge in front of the fireplace.
I probably would be. I just don't want to go to begin with. So
yes.
I just don't
After
like
you
the
fall
cold.
a couple of times, you're like, okay, I did it. I tried it.
I just don't like the cold weather. I need to get somewhere warm.
Yes. So, a lot of the COVID regulations are coming to end. So our suggestion is for you to find out where you live. Say, for example, if the vaccines were free, they may not be free anymore. All of our, well, I guess you could just say California funded COVID ended yesterday. So as of today, March 1st. So hopefully, you know, you've got a couple of COVID tests just to have them for an emergency if you need them. Hopefully you've gotten all of your vaccines caught up. I think the federal support, COVID support, ends May 11th. So it's coming to an end. And I think sometimes people think, oh, it doesn't affect me until you go to the doctor's office. And before, they would just do something for you for free. Right. And now they're going to be hands out, you know, can I have your credit card? So just kind of be aware. And if you think, I don't know why those girls keep talking about COVID. Well, Savannah Gunther was online yesterday on the Today Show, talking, laughing, all over people, and then it comes back from commercial and she's gone. And I just thought, oh, she just has she's doing a special assignment. Well, come to find out, she tested positive because she told them she wasn't feeling good. They gave her a COVID test and she had COVID. So now she's off. Hoda has already been off for a family emergency. So we hope you girls are going to be good and you're going to be back on the show soon. But, COVID is still, hanging around, and they're doing lots of research. They haven't been able to confirm nor deny that it is a lab created disease/condition, because it's very unusual that even though we're close, that she could get something and it's detrimental to the point of killing her, and then I get it. Usually I may get it, but I might not get it to the degree that she got it.
Right.
And so that's why they keep saying they think this is more, COVID was more lab generated. So the governments are looking into that,
and we're going to keep an eye on that because we'd like to know more information. But one thing I'd like to mention is, like Gloria said, make sure you have your COVID test kits, but also make sure that you check, because those things do expire. So they're not indefinite. You can't have them for
forever.
Because remember when they did those free ones and everyone jumped on that train to get the free ones, and some people haven't used it. So double check to see if it's still, valid.
Because I remember the ones that we had when we first got them, they had an August 2022 date. And I remember our pharmacist came out and they said, you got another 2 months. They're not saying that. And I'm like, well, you should tell people before they throw them away.
Right.
So the ones that had the August date, we actually knew were good till October. But, I would suggest, if you are like, I just want to have some, go to your pharmacy and get them close to the, as close to the May 11th date, so you'll know at least, okay, I got some time.
Right. So just be careful.
Yes. Well, thank you all so much for joining us on this journey. We love the time we get to spend with you. We feel the love. We hope you feel the love that we're extending in our sharing of information, because that's what it's all about, is love. We thank you so much for being with us, and we're so grateful for you hanging out with us.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much. And we love you so much. Thanks for your support. If you are new, checking out our chats for the first time, we want to welcome and thank you.
Yes.
And we just want to remind everyone, please, if you liked our video, hit the thumb icon. Subscribe to our channel below and hit the bell notification. Then that will notify you when our chats are ready to be viewed. Thank you so much, everyone. We are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. And remember to always keep smiling. Bye.
Bye.